Have you ever felt like standing up for what's right could cost you everything? The Bible tells the story of a young man named Daniel, someone who stayed true to his faith no matter the pressure, even when the world around him demanded he compromise. This isn't just an ancient tale. It's a story of courage, conviction, and God's faithfulness when things look impossible. Our story begins around 600 years before Jesus was born. The mighty empire of Babylon, led by King Nebuchadnezzar, had conquered Jerusalem. The Babylonians took the brightest young men from Israel to serve in the royal court, and Daniel was one of them. Daniel was just a teenager, far from home, in a foreign land with strange gods, new laws, and intense pressure to fit in. The king wanted these young men to eat his royal food and drink his wine, but Daniel refused. He didn't want to break God's law. Instead, Daniel asked for something simple: vegetables and water. At first, the royal guard was nervous. "What if you look weak and the king punishes me?" But Daniel replied, "Test us for 10 days. If we look worse, then do what you must." 10 days later, Daniel and his friends looked healthier and stronger than everyone else. From then on, they were allowed to keep their diet. It was the first of many times Daniel chose conviction over comfort, and God honored him for it. Not long after, King Nebuchadnezzar had a terrifying dream that no one could explain. He demanded the wise men tell him both the dream and its meaning, or be executed. No one could do it, but Daniel prayed to God for wisdom, and that night, God revealed the dream to him. Daniel told the king that his dream was about a giant statue made of gold, silver, bronze, iron, and clay, symbolizing powerful kingdoms that would rise and fall. But in the end, a stone not cut by human hands would crush them all and grow into a great mountain, representing God's everlasting kingdom. Nebuchadnezzar was amazed. He fell to his knees and said, "Truly, your God is the God of gods." Daniel was promoted to a position of power, but that success wouldn't last without challenges. Daniel's 3 closest friends, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, soon faced their own test of faith. King Nebuchadnezzar built a massive golden statue and commanded everyone to bow to it. Anyone who refused would be thrown into a blazing furnace. When the music played, everyone bowed, except Daniel's friends. The king was furious. "Bow now or burn." But they replied, "Our God, whom we serve, is able to deliver us. But even if he doesn't, we will not bow." They were thrown into the fire. But when the king looked inside, he saw 4 men walking unharmed, and the 4th looked like the Son of God. Nebuchadnezzar ordered them out, and not even a single hair was burned. He praised God, saying, "There is no other God who can deliver like this." But Nebuchadnezzar's pride grew again. He looked over his kingdom and said, "Is this not the great Babylon I have built by my power?" Immediately, a voice from heaven declared his downfall. The king lost his sanity and lived like an animal in the fields for 7 years. When he finally looked up to heaven and acknowledged God, his reason returned, and his kingdom was restored. Even powerful kings must bow to the King of Kings. Years later, Nebuchadnezzar's son Belshazzar threw a party using the sacred cups from God's temple. In the middle of the feast, a hand appeared out of nowhere and wrote glowing words on the wall. Mene, Mene, Tekel, Upharsin. No one could read it until Daniel was called. He told Belshazzar, "God has numbered your kingdom and finished it. You have been weighed in the balances and found wanting." That same night, Babylon fell to a new empire, the Medes and Persians. Daniel continued to serve faithfully under the new king, Darius, who respected him deeply. But other officials grew jealous. They convinced the king to pass a law saying no one could pray to anyone except the king for 30 days. Daniel knew the law, but he prayed anyway. 3 times a day, just like always, with his window open toward Jerusalem. His enemies caught him and demanded he be punished. King Darius was heartbroken, but the law could not be changed. Daniel was thrown into a den of hungry lions. That night, the king couldn't sleep. At dawn, he ran to the den and cried out, "Daniel, has your God saved you?" Then came the voice, "My God sent his angel and shut the lions' mouths." Daniel was lifted out without a single scratch. Darius rejoiced and made a new decree. The God of Daniel is the living God, and his kingdom shall never be destroyed. Daniel's story isn't just about surviving lions or fire, it's about faith that stands firm when tested. He was taken from his home, pressured to conform, threatened with death, yet he never gave up his faith or his integrity. His life shows us that true strength isn't about power or status. It's about trusting God even when it costs.